And good afternoon. Hello to everyone who'll be joining in for our live session. My name is Roslina. I'm based in Singapore, and right now it's very sunny and hot in this sunny island of Singapore at 12 noon. We wait for another 5 minutes to see anyone joining in for our live for today. And today's topic is networking in the wedding industry. I think it's very important right now for this networking in the wedding industry, for it whether you are a newly company or it has been around for 10 over years. We definitely have this networking within the industry. Yeah. Right, it's 12:03, and I'll give in another 2 more minutes. Okay, and I will start this live. Again, good afternoon, everyone. And today's live session, it's about networking in the wedding industry, right? And especially in this dynamic market business world, it is important to have some strategies for success in this wedding industry for you to network. Yeah. Um, right. So the wedding industry has different connections, and I think one of the most important for in this wedding industry is word of mouth. Referrals are still the key networking, and your couples usually rely a lot on those networking, or rather sorry, referrals from their friends or other wedding vendors. Yeah. So the relationship for marketing is to grow the business in this wedding industry is important, and you need to build rapport, especially for wedding planners with different type of vendors, such as florists, decorators, photographers, caterers, and especially venue, because this will actually significantly help for your business visibility and reputation. Yeah. So this relationship can lead to vendors recommending your services, especially if you have worked with them and they really like the way you manage the event, you coordinate, how you handle emergencies and all. So, and they will give referrals and recommendation to future potential clients or even to potential vendors that who are looking for wedding planners in future. So the creating of relationships is very important to in this industry especially. Um, so one is to identify potential vendor partners. For me personally, being in industry for this number of years, it is also important for you not only build potential vendor partners, but also you need to know their strengths. Because if you have a client walking in and they need a certain criteria for certain vendors, so you may be able to recommend this particular vendor because they are strong in terms of their floral, in terms of their styling, in terms of certain ethnic design, so they can be recommended to this particular client. And if there are clients who want something very wide, very simple, very modern, then you may have another set of vendors, whether it's florists, decorators, stylists, and everything that you may want to recommend. So this is especially important in luxury weddings too, to connect with different or rather niche and unique vendors so that you can recommend these clients to your vendors appropriately. And um, it is important to focus not only over quality, or rather the quantity, but quality, and the strength, the connections that you built, and also whether they are flexible in terms of presenting and also in terms of giving you the best for your client. That's when you identify your potential vendors. Now we need to build your network. Okay, building this network actually is also expanding your network. Consider those um, very how do I say, intentionally. That means you really choose your vendors who you want to be in your main network. Yeah. Um, Constantly make contacts with new vendors as well, because these new vendors also need some leads, and sometimes new vendors are even more open to ideas, so that you can recommend your clients to them accordingly. um, be authentic as you meet these vendors to build your network, and then tell them that this is what you're looking at, to recommend clients to them, right? Mm, Building network has different areas that you need to look at. One of it is, of course, meet up with vendors so that you can meet them in person, know who are the owners, and then it can be over simple sharing, over coffee or over lunch, and so that you know them personally a little bit more, and also they know a little bit more about you, so that it's not just about just emailing, hey, I want to work with you, but know a little bit about the background of the company, so that this would probably have a better impact when you recommend your client, right? um, Collaborate in some projects. Sometimes, if you do style shoots, you may want to work with different vendors, so that you know that, hey, this vendor A is strength is into more pastel styling, floral, versus a vendor B. And so that will actually help you to edge when you recommend your vendors to your clients. And then also, you may want to consider some of those work, not just by collaboration projects. When you have small events, probably like engagement, you may want to work with some of these vendors too, right? um, when you have worked with a vendor, do support each other in terms of testimonial. Do when you do social media updates, do tag each other so that hey, you are the wedding planner, I'm the wedding planner, and you are my florist for this event. So both of you could get a certain mileage out from the future clients, right? Social media is important during this kind of building of network. When you find a new vendors or a vendor that has been in the industry for so long, but it's just that you have not made connection with them, do maybe comment, positive comment, in their comment section, whether it's on Instagram or Facebook, and then you will know that they will also know that hey, you are actually in this industry as well, and they might want to connect you in future. One is staying engaged with the network. Regular check-ins like sharing industry news, casual meetup, or and sharing over a simple short seminar sessions that will also engage and build up your network, right? um, Next one is you also need to create a vendor database, because this database may work for you in the long run. The database includes the details of where they are, what of their services, past collaborations, and maybe a simple database for efficient planning as well. Because sometimes you only work with them once and you know that there's this particular client that will match the one that has their forte that you could match with your future clients. Right? During festive, perhaps the easiest and fastest way, and probably the most cost economical, is probably to send an email note or a WhatsApp nowadays, to say season greetings, and for holidays, especially for us in Singapore, we have different holidays for different ethnic groups. So you may want to send like happy Ramadan or happy Lunar New Year to each other, or congratulate them if you know that they just have a new shop, new studios, so that that's one way to build your network as well. Um, Another thing that I think important for networking is to have continuous learning in this industry. Um, what I meant is especially there's so many new updates, new trends nowadays, and if you don't put yourself into this learning mode and want to learn a little bit more, you will be missed out. So having vendors in the industry or network in the industry will actually help you to know a little bit about the updated trends, or something that you need to learn. Even simple thing like, like how do you administratively or financially, or even things like do you need contracts and all those. You can actually network with some of your vendors to know a little bit more, and they may want to share like, oh, I engage like a virtual assistant instead of having a full time because they only work for me, da, 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 da. So that will actually also, oh, maybe you can share who is their contact. So that's also help, part of learning. One way is also to join network or networking or memberships, and I think Wedding Academy Global has one of the best right now because they have a good network uh, in the industry to join, and then you may also not only network in the same industry, same country. For Wedding Academy, you really network globally. So you may be based in Singapore like myself, but you get to know someone in Hong Kong and someone else in US. So that will also help to understand different culture, different needs, different countries regularities if you happen to have future clients overseas. So that networking, to join networking in the Wedding Academy, is one of the good thing to do. Yeah. Um, staying not on sorry continuous learning, not only um, by networking. It is also probably if you are into joining seminars or maybe short courses that's more related to industry, and you network with a little bit of other industries like maybe caterers. They may not do weddings, but they may do small events like they do live stations or canopies or something. So you could network with them as well. Um, for me, I try to join other network like travel sometimes because I also provide honeymoons and destination wedding. So that helps me to network with um, travel industry because you may need help into destination weddings like the villas, the hotel overseas. So that's already slightly beyond the wedding industry, but it helps me with my networking to get informations and in fact vendors to get all my destination clients ready for overseas events. Yeah? So that's one way for you to build your network, right? So see other things that I can share with you. Um, if you know that your vendors have actually, like I've said earlier, maybe they have a new studio or a new shop, you can always congratulate them. um, if there are wedding events like bridal showcase, be in their books if you can attend and look at their bridal showcase, because I think that's also one way to know who are the bridal companies who have the latest gowns or the latest outfit, so that you can also network with them and know their updated bridal lines. Um, and that is one way also that you can know more about your bridal companies through makeups and through their bridal lines. Yeah? So these are some of the main uh, in network key that I have shared. And one way is also to do your resource online, uh, to check on some new vendors online, especially Instagram these days. There are many new companies and many new companies that start photographers, and then this will add into the line of vendors that you have, and you may want to consider also a venue partner or partnership with some venues. Make yourself available to meet them, to understand the venue, and also you may not have leads immediately, but at least the venue knows that you are a wedding planner or a coordinator that who's willing to work at their venue, right? So these are some of the things that I can share for today, and I hope if you can comment in future, and then I can be able to answer some of your questions. Yeah. So have a great day, and thank you so much for listening to today's line. Bye.